share it.
Yeah, that'll work. All right, for the intro. Welcome to the Tomes of Time! I'm the timekeeper, and here is my victim. I mean, player. Well, actually, fiance. And tonight is going to be a very interesting session of the Tomes of Time. Because 4 players hoping to be here turned into 2 players hoping to be here turned into 1 player being here. We'll see if our pirate swashbuckler will be able to join us. Probably not. But I did remind him that the opportunity to swashbuckle in, however the verbiage for that would work, is available. So we'll see how far we get. We'll see what shenanigans and chicanery Nelly can get up to. But yes, would you introduce yourself to the audience?
So I'm Nala Moore, and I play Nyala Roken, who is the barbarian of the group. By herself, she's just kind of a problem.
Kind of a problem.
I mean, she's on a very murderous mission in her head, at least.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yes. Yes, why don't you tell the audience where we last left our heroine?
Ooh. I'm hoping that the last session I remember is actually the last session that happened. That's what Nella did. The last thing I remember doing with her, because it's been a while, is she gave a lot of money to homeless children.
Yes.
And then she talked with this guy who I don't really remember his name.
I don't think he gave it either.
He did. After the conversation they had, he was like, tell him blank said hi or something.
Tell him Donnie says hi.
Donnie. Donnie asked her to kill or get rid of in some way the guy looking over that part of the city, and that all of the rich people should get gotten rid of. And Nella has that eat the rich mentality, so very excited to do that.
Okay. Yes, that is where we last left this heroine. You have a pool of 2 inspiration points to use.
I wanted to ask, since you wanted to use my Roll20, since it's just the 2 of us, for the live stream, would you just want to do Theater of Mind, or do you want the map up?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it like this. Let's go back to our roots of not actually having a visual reference.
I have Monster in this. It's a Vitality potion. Vitality.
Vivality. So yeah, as our session starts, Nella, you had started heading from, let's see, which you would have been in the F district, the slums.
Yeah.
You'd started heading north. You want to go back into the E district where all the foods and the Emerson estate is?
I know we said Theater of the Mind, but I would like to see the map at least. I meant Theater of the Mind for the audience.
Right. Advanced mode.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, she would kind of. I think when I said north, I meant I don't know. That's not really in the north, but I wanted to go to the G section, the military smithing and forges stuff.
I mean, if you went all the way down to Emerson, down to the Emerson estate, then no, never mind.
Yeah, I'm in foreign.
Yeah, you're in the slums. Okay, yeah, you can go over to the smithing places. Okay. I should pull up my world resource document for this. Hi, hello. Good reminder to the audience. Not only did I get engaged while we were on hiatus, but we were on hiatus.
For like what? I mean, in between games, it's probably been 2 to 3 weeks for your game.
It's been basically like a month since we last played. Like
Yeah.
almost a full month. It's been like 4 weeks.
It's been a long time. 2 of those weeks, or at least one of those weeks, was spent at Dragon Con.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been so long. I'm trying to Google instead of go to my Google Drive. Good job, Bryn. I touched this document just the other day. Why is my brain doing this? I like how the top of my notes are, or the one top of my note I can share is when Carmichael leaves for Bard College, he will ask their band name so he can write their ballad.
Oh, that's so cute.
Brigand, I can spell. Brigand Bank. Bank? House. Brit. There we go. Valen with its 7 houses. Okay, anyways, sorry. So yes, you go into the industrial district.
Yes.
Where there's the barracks, there are rows and rows and rows of forges and smitheries, churning out wagons, weapons, pretty much any forged good you would find in town is here.
Okay. Would she be able to tell, like, there's military outfits out here, or?
Yes. The guard uniforms of Valen are still slightly unique, but are sort of the same level and nature as the ones from Andal.
Okay. Are they like doing any training, or are they just walking around?
You mostly see a few patrols. You surmise, just your standard knowledge of things, that you would have to seek out their actual barracks to potentially get close to where you would see training grounds. You could probably ask around.
What kind of species are walking around?
Oh, that's great. Roll a perception. Roll either perception or nature for me.
Nature. Well, I want to do nature.
Okay.
So 21.
1 second.
I was just saying the roll for the audience.
So with okay. It's mostly humans and elves. There are a few dwarves. The very, very, very rare half-orc. Yeah, they just seem your standard array of folk for these lands.
Well, she's gonna go up to. She's gonna try and find like a woman, maybe, and a nice looking one, because Nella is still, iffy about humans, despite being in the company of some.
Many, yeah. Yeah, you easy enough. I'm sorry, I didn't track what you said. You're trying to find a nice looking,
like woman, like
woman.
Someone who doesn't look scary, welcoming.
Oh goodness. Okay. Yeah, you find a female guard, just kind of having a slight smoke by one of the areas, by one of the forges.
Okay.
Just kind of leaning against a barrel.
Mm. I guess Nella's gonna just kind of go up and uh, excuse me.
Oh, yes. Sorry. She taps her cigarette. How may I help you?
Well, I am a tourist walking around, and I was just curious what this part of the city is. I see a lot of guards. Yes.
Yes, the barracks is in this district, along with the blacksmithing and the forges. If you need metalwork, this is the place to find it. If you need the guards, well, let's just hope you're actually the one being victimized.
Is there a strong punishment for crime here?
Enough, depending on what it is. We have executions every now and then.
For what?
Murders, high-stakes theft, especially magic item thefts. Magic items in the wrong hands are, well, a problem.
Yes. Yes. I understand that there are lords or such who watch over the districts here.
Yes.
Who watches this one?
That would be Lord Motorcycle.
She's not laughing. I'm laughing. And this cycle one.
Motorcycle. That's the full name.
Right. Is he upsetting? Or
Is he? Sorry, ma'am. The wars have made me a little deaf.
is it my fan? I can turn it off.
I don't think it was that. I think my brain just did not track what you said. The operative word.
Is he upsetting or anything like that? Because I just come from the last district and they weren't happy about man for rent.
Well, Motorcycle keeps the forges and smitheries well paid. He doesn't bother with us that much, fortunately. The church, if anything, has more of a say in how the military acts around here.
And you don't want him giving you orders.
Well, it would seem a little imbalanced for one family to be in charge of military activity.
Right.
Nobody really dislikes Lord Motorcycle.
Well, that is good. A leader should be well liked.
Certainly.
Are you a warrior or guard?
I basically serve as a guard. I'm a veteran of the last campaign. she kind of shows you on her armor where there was some form of this era's equivalent to welding done to tack back together some thigh armor where it had been cut across it.
Right.
Say, I've never seen one of your kind before. What are you?
I am a Lenalan, but I understand that I'm not exactly from around here.
No, you are clearly not.
I keep getting compared to these pigari creatures, but I'm not entirely sure what that is. I gather that they look like me. That's about it.
I'm not sure either, though their name sounds like they were pigs of some sort.
Pigs. Right. Yes, I know what those are. How do you become a guard or warrior? Is it a test of strength or family relations?
Well, blood can play into it, but mostly, let's see, we haven't had a draft around these parts in some time. Normally, it's voluntary service. The garrison has a recruiting office where you can talk to a recruiter and hear about the pros and cons. You'll mostly be held in reserve as a guard or patrol party, perhaps of the naval channels, until there is a campaign or strong need for service at the front. But it's been a while since much headway has been made. Are you are of course familiar with the war?
With the dragons?
The Dragonborn. Thank Paylor, the dragons have been out of the picture for some time.
She just thinks back to the skeleton dragon she saw like a week ago, maybe.
The ghost dragon, yeah. Currently, our battle lines are into the southern... Oh, excuse me, Miss Smoking. Awful habit, but it keeps the pain low. Currently, we have a foothold in the southeastern tip of their landmass, from Renar's Point to as far as Zeneb. I know that probably doesn't mean much if you're not familiar with the land. I was at the Battle of Vryn. Lost a lot of good friends.
It is difficult losing friends in battle, but their souls are rested.
I sure hope so.
Where I'm from... Sorry.
It's alright. There's always the fate of the 1,000 souls that we fear.
The 1,000... Is that bad?
There was a battle for a town whose name is long forgotten proper. There was a temple at which was some nexus of evil long ago, the age of eons, before the age of dragons, where a concerted effort was made by many clerics and paladins of all sorts of deists to assault and quell this nexus of evil. 1,000 souls marched there. 1,000 souls died. So to this day, what's left of it is known as 1,000 Souls. The town, the area, the groans of the dead can be heard to this day. So we surmise not all those souls rest in peace.
Did you build a town over their bodies?
No. The town was nearby, but the town took on the name. Not exactly sure where all the bodies are. I've never been that far north. But the legend of 1,000 Souls is very well known to the people of Calibri. I mean, especially with the church. Have you heard of Saint Toro?
No.
He was a cleric at the battle, and some years later, some rumors say, some years after his death, his soul bound to his sword helped a group of adventurers find some evil inside that fort and dispatched of some vampire lord or whatever. It's an old wives' tale.
You said his name wrong. That's why I didn't recognize it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. How is it supposed to be pronounced?
It's almost like you're saying churro, but you just kind of it's like a subtle replacement of the ch with the t. Like
That's
churro.
what I did, Toro instead of churro.
I just heard like Tor when you said it.
Oh no.
But thank you. Anyway.
For those who don't know, since spooky season will be coming around again, there is a special 2-part spoopy game of the Tomes of Time that we did last year, where she played a ghost. Well, that's a different ghost.
I know, but spooky.
Spooky. Anyways.
Where I am from, to die in battle is to be blessed. Where I am from, I as long as their bodies weren't what's word should if their bodies weren't defiled or torn, then I would say that their souls rejoined.
How interesting. There's certainly a fair amount of that around here. It can be taken as, with the religious, which I'm not, it can be taken as an understanding that for martyrdom, to die in battle for Pelor's sake. Or the dwarves, especially the dwarves who worship the old ways, who worship Djornir. They believe they can serve him well by dying in battle.
It's religion is not the meaning behind what I say. That is less of a, well, I'm still trying to understand what exactly religion is, but it's less of a, I understand that most people have not seen Pelor, Is that correct?
Not in this age, at least. No. There was a time, they say, when, in some manner, he walked amongst us, but not in the age of eons. They say that the icon Akara, who slew the dragons, that he was an avatar or an incarnation of Palor. I don't understand it much myself. My parents were shamans in Rivenden long ago. And they came here, so I'm not so sure I believe even in what they practiced.
Well, where I am from, our creator shows up quite often. He's one of the mountain ranges from home, and it's easy to tell when it's there and not.
Really? Interesting.
And I've heard stories of the other creators also spending time with us at their leisure.
Where are you from?
My island is called Styxa, but I believe the world I am from is referred to as Mira among my people.
Yeah. Is that like a native translation for Aelin? Or
I do not know this place. I am not from this place, I find out. It's a odd story that involves magic being used by someone who does not earn it, and me falling out of the sky. Strange happenings.
you should speak to the old coot in the wizard's tower.
Is he not from?
Well, no, but he's a wizard. It seems your problem is a magical problem. Perhaps he has some sort of solution.
He's
I
not.
assume you, as anyone, can see that giant looming tower. It looms over every building in this place.
Yes. I am hesitant around those who use magic because of this. He is not dangerous.
He won't harm you on sight, if that's what you're asking. He's a wizard. He has the power to do many things. But he's never done Valen harm. In fact, he used to be quite the character around town. In the last few decades, he's reclused himself into his wizard's tower. No one's really heard from him.
Is all he owns here the tower? If he is this powerful, would he not have sanction over the city in some way?
The houses of Valen are rooted in bloodline. He's new blood in that scheme.
Well, I guess I have been trying to make headway on this issue.
I would imagine. I have actually been trying to save up enough to afford a trip home to my home village.
This is not your home.
No, my parents, like I said, they're from Rivenden. It's a small reclusive village deep in the Rivenden forest.
It is
That's
strange.
still its name.
It is strange to me for someone to guard what is not their home or people.
Well, my parents brought me into this society, into the under the crown, the empire. I don't miss some of the simplicities of home. It's drably rural, but I do miss the quiet, the peace.
I find myself missing home a lot. How much do you need to go home?
It's been a while since I've had time to budget it. Currently, the garrison's paying us about enough for us to keep ourselves going. It's not a lot left over. I have maybe a few hundred gold saved up. Then there's the matter of convincing General Abernathy to give me a leave. The war stagnated, but it sounds like we've been getting on higher and higher alert.
Well, I hope both of us will find our way homes eventually. You seem very sweet.
You seem very kind. What was your name?
Niela, and yours?
Mira Dupras.
How do I get to the tower?
She looks around and finds like a pamphlet of the town that had been left on the sidewalk. It's kind of got a stain on the corner of it, and picks up and kind of points out on the map. So you just kind of make your way through these two districts, and it's on its own little island off of me being on the wrong map. It's on its own little island off of the Brigands territory.
It is also strange. I was in a town not too long ago. Their mayor was Brigand.
Oh yes, Hephaestus Brigand, the golden child of the Brigand clan.
He was the favorite?
Well, he was the new prospect to go out and do good for the family. A lot of money passed hands to and from Trent.
He is not there anymore.
Really?
He
What happened to him?
A curse, and then they no longer wanted him as leader, and they tried to hang him, I believe is the term, and then he ran off.
Oh no. It's about time one of them got their due. She kind of looked around. Well, okay. No, and I shouldn't say that around was a bye. Anyways, I should probably get back to my patrol. My captain's going to be wondering where I am soon.
Thank you for the directions and helping me. It is interesting to learn new things about this place. It's quite different from what I know.
I imagine. Well, let's see. Oh wait, I actually have written down who her parents would have worshipped. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Well, may Eotin guide you for what that's worth. And she kind of walks on.
So I guess Nella, she goes back through the slums and kind of, if she recognizes someone she gave gold to, she kind of waves at them as she passes.
You see one kid talking to what you assume to be one of her parents, one of her parents, and the kind of crooked-jawed elderly man kind of looks at you and smiles.
And then she goes, she passes through the Emerson district. That's where, I guess, would she be hungry?
It's probably not been more than an hour since you ate.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna kind of pass through there without making much of a fuss. Does she know? She knows the people who run this section. She was told there was the Emerson district.
Last session you followed one Miss Ophelia Emerson to her estate. That is how you learned her name. You'd heard her talking with her lover in the alley.
Right. So yeah, she just kind of passes through there without trying to make much of a fuss, just trying to slip by into. While she's in the brigand section, can she try looking for a building that has the name brigand on it? I just want to see something.
Yes, similarly sequestered as the Emerson estate at basically the bottom end of the borough, is this lavish mansion. Think like the White House on steroids.
Oh God.
This immense, even bigger. There was a particular way I had mentally visualized and tried to explain the estate in the last town y'all were. This one more so. It takes up more room somehow. And sure enough, on the gate is emblazoned in, it seems to be pure, a gold placard with pearl inlay, the Brigand Estate. The giant banners of House Brigand coming from the actual Colosseum-esque or Greco pillared design of the building.
Nella is going to be just kind of, she's amused by the lavish eccentricities of this building. When you said that the placard was like gold, and are like the letters gold, or is the whole thing gold?
The The placard itself is what looks like pure gold. The letters are, what's that term? When it's pressed in.
Embedded?
This is the different word, when it's like stamped that way.
Ah, okay.
It's there's embossed and then there's its antonym.
Impressioned?
They're like stamped in and then inlaid is like pearl.
Cool.
So the letters themselves are actually pearls recessed into the gold.
Is there anything? I'm guessing there's a gate, fence.
Yeah. It's a gate of polished something, maybe silver, maybe just steel.
She's seeing the plaque. She's going to look around the immediate area of the gate and fence to see if there's anything gold looking that she will manage to unhinge.
There isn't really. On either side of the gate, which the actual fence is like marble pillars with that more kind of like steel actual fencing. But on either side of the gate is two very burly guards.
Oh, okay.
And interestingly, these aren't normal towns guards. These are other GIF. These are hippo folk.
Oh.
And they're not wearing the normal armor. What they look like they're wearing very primmed revolutionary uniforms.
Okay.
You're vaguely familiar with these because the captain has has a few of them. They have firearms of some sort that are similarly giant, along with their hands, with a flared muzzle. And they are eyeing you as you are standing here examining the gate.
I'm just looking.
Can I help you?
I was just admiring the craftsmanship of this home. I understand important people live here.
Oh, yes, I do. The ones you pay your taxes to, your mortgage, your everything. House brigand.
Nella's gonna pretend she knows what a mortgage and taxes are. And just kind of nod.
Oh, to be ignorant of mortgage and tax.
Well, I was just admiring. It's okay to walk around here, right?
Without written permission inside or accompaniment inside the gate, no, ma'am, Ray. Ma'am, it's like Surrey, but ma'am.
Okay. Well, I will just be on my way then.
Good. Off your pop.
She just kind of, she walks away. By the way, I've been texting you stuff in the private chat on the StreamYard.
Oh.
Nothing important, just funny stuff you don't have to repeat.
I don't have to repeat. How are you meant to... Oh, that's how you access it on Discord.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess she's going to walk through. Is there any... What I meant when I asked the first question, I meant if there were like regular buildings with the name Brigand, not their house. Because if there's banks, I'd assume there'd be stuff like Bank Brigand or something. Bank of Brigand.
There is a the Grand Brigand Bank.
Okay. What's the sign look like?
There's no building here seems like it's below middle class in any sense. And most of them are like mansions or like old, like when you're going around town and you see a home that's like starkly from the 1800s versus everything around it.
Mm. Is there like she's looking for like a sign that says the name Brigand that is close enough that she can reach it in some way?
You can't really find one.
Ah, dang it! I had a funny. I wanted to do something funny. Fine. I guess she's gonna just find her way to the wizard's tower then.
You make your way up the district. The way it's situated, there's kind of a sheer drop into the waterways, and then there's a what's it called? A small island coming up, on which is the wizard's tower, and there's a small rope bridge connecting it to your side. It seems in good enough condition, but only foot traffic can cross this. And the sign in front of it reads Arcanus Thieves Wizard's Tower, and there's another sign tacked on top of it, or tacked onto the bottom of it, that reads Keep Out.
Ah, I see. She's going to walk towards it. She can't read, actually. No, I'm just trying to do that Arthur meme.
She's yeah.
It's the Arthur meme. I don't know what the sign says, so I don't have to follow it or something.
Really quick. I would be faster if I Googled this.
Right.
Okay. Okay. You cross the bridge with no issue, and you come to the door at the bottom of this wizard's tower. It's weird. It almost seems like it starts fairly small, and then it kind of hourglasses in the middle of the tower, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger to where it's comedic, illogical proportions into the sky.
She's just gonna try and find the entrance with purpose.
Yeah, you find the door easy enough. It's facing the bridge. There's a little post box by it.
What does the post box say? Does it have a name on it?
It says
okay.
It just says a period Thee.
Thee?
Thee.
A thee. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just mumbling jokes under my breath.
Do you commit a federal offense and check his mail?
Yeah, she's gonna knock.
Okay. How long is Nella gonna wait?
How does the door ever get answered?
How long does Nella wait? A minute goes by.
I was gonna say as long as she feels it's necessary. So like maybe 10 seconds. She's gonna wait like a couple minutes. And if she doesn't hear, if there's no sign that someone is moving inside, she's gonna kick open the door.
Almost 5 minutes later, you start hearing a little muffled walking from inside, and what might be cursing under someone's breath.
Awesome.
And you hear from one bottom of the door, up around the arc of it, to the other, you hear the sound of all manner of latch and mechanism being undone. Just... And then finally, the color of the door, you realized, had been slightly higher contrast than everything else. The color of the door just snaps back to a much more sensible tone in mesh with the rest of the building as the door opens slightly. There's still a chained deadbolt, kind of, or like 3 chained deadbolts holding it. As from the darkness, a single bloodshot eye kind of peers. Yes?
I was told that you know about magic.
What do you want to know about the arcade?
I'm in a bit of trouble because of it.
Oh. What are you, a warlock, a sorcerer? A wild magic sorcerer? He kind of presses, you see the slit of his almost ash pale skin as he presses his face against the opening. Wild magic, I haven't seen that in a good while.
No, I do not. I don't believe I have magic. I have been taken from my home because of magic, and I want to go back.
The door slams. You hear 3 more. Or you
So
hear
there's 5 locks holding the door shut.
Then after about half a minute, there's no one in the doorway and it's dark inside. Actually, wait, do you have dark vision?
No.
Okay, it's dark.
This homebrew does not have dark vision. She doesn't know anything. Well, she knows a little bit about magic. She doesn't like the fact that it's dark, but she doesn't really have any way to... Wait, actually, can she... She takes out her axe, and she's trying to, like, angle the sun into the doorway, just to be like, what's going on in there?
Roll survival check.
Oh, come on, I have a +6 in survival, and I got a 9.
It glints into your own eyes and go, and you just hear from inside, you may come in when
wouldn't
ready.
have blinded herself. Not the type of kid to stare into the sun for like 30 minutes. Just because she can. Yeah, she walks in.
As soon as you're fully within the threshold of the door, it kind of, not loudly, but it kind of closes behind you. And suddenly a fireplace lights on, and it's like Christmas Carol Stooges' living room, where there's the armchair, velvet armchair facing the fire, in which a robed man kind of sits, and he is wrapping his fingers on the arm of the chair.
Nella is reminded how much she doesn't like magic, and she she kind of just walks up, I guess.
The chair gently levitates and rotates. The fire no longer illuminating the figure, though he seems to be wearing a sort of a crushed velvet sort of material, but like a blue cloak, kind of like the same shade of blue, in some places darker than what Saren wore, and Carmichael also wore the same kind of robe. So you've been bewitched?
I really don't like magic users. I've been misplaced.
Toys get misplaced. Spell components get misplaced. Arcade focuses. You're from a different place. What place?
My world is it's called Mira. I understand this world is called Aelith.
Yeah. Mira. Well, I haven't been there. Doesn't sound quite familiar. What is your kind? Perhaps that might loosen the memories.
I mean, a piece of pineapple. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. You could eat in my home.
Well, I am Lenalen, but those I've told that to don't recognize and call me Piggery instead.
Did she say her species name?
Yeah, she says Lenalen is what she is.
The Nalans. I've heard of it. Oh, yes, the Nalans. Huh. Wonder if they changed that name to or from Miro. Anyways. Kind of the chair sets down as candles around the room kind of puff up with green fire, dully illuminating his form. He has like the stereotype, like the Black Cauldron wizard outfit, just a blue robe, a darker blue shawl, which matches with the other two wizards you've seen, or the other two arcanes you've seen. He has the almost dunce cap kind of hat.
So he's Merlin.
Sort of.
Merlin.
His white beard is more trimmed.
Mm.
It is longer than the old, or no, it's probably shorter than the old man timekeeper that you saw when you fell into this world. He does not look like the timekeeper.
Okay.
He strokes his beard. Did you get a good look at the one who bewitched you?
How do you know of my home?
I've heard of it. I've never been there. I have been a planeswalker before.
Have you seen creation? That is the only way I know of that people can walk between worlds.
I know of a spell. Creation. But no. Oh, you speak of... Oh. Are you trying to speak of the timekeeper?
No, creation is the being who made my world and space around it.
Oh, no. I definitely... gods tend to not like wizards. You see, there's two kinds of magic in the multiverse. There is the weave, the natural flow of energy. I mean, this is the case between all things. There's a natural flow of energy throughout the multiverse. Us arcane call it the weave. And there are a few kind of people who interact with it. So you've got me. I'm a wizard. I have learned how to channel the weave through components or through an arcane focus, and to bend the weave to my will. Well, the deists don't really like that, because they are like sorcerers. You see, a sorcerer, or a species that naturally has arcane power. The weave, yeah.
I really don't want to interrupt the thing. Are you on your phone right now recording? Are you on your phone on StreamYard?
This is being streamed, so it will be recorded. It is being.
Are you on your phone with StreamYard, or are you on your laptop?
Technically both, but it's the laptop that's kind of streaming it.
I'm saying this because your audio is getting messed up, and it might be because of if you're charging your phone.
Is this better? Oh, my phone was also not charging at all. Is it better?
Kind of. I mean, it's a bit clearer. You were like losing bits as you were talking.
24 bits. Here, let me. It somehow got lower while charging it. So
Oh, I can hear you better now. Yeah.
is it worse now?
No, it sounds good.
Cool. Thank you. I don't. It's okay. Why is my phone not wanting to charge?
We're just gonna cut this out.
Give me power.
You need a new charger.
That's decent. Anyways, you see, those who are not naturally talented in the weave just passes around like a log or stone in a river. But say tieflings, drow, sorcerers, the deists, gods. The arcane power channels through them. They are nexus points. They are valves who have this innate attachment to the weave, who can wield it at their whim. So we are often looked at as meddlers in what comes so naturally to the gods, to sorcerers. We have to steal. A god can choose to channel the arcane through a vassal, a paladin, a cleric, a warlock. But we're often frowned upon, not often given audiences with gods. So now that you've been through Magic 101, how may I help you? I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. You're on mute.
I knew that.
You cast the zone of silence.
I just want to get home.
Right. Hello. He pulls up, you're not sure from where, what you assume to be his spell book. And he starts flipping through. Oh. No. I'm going to get one home. Oh. I heard of a spell to do this. As he's flipping through, I cannot find it in here.
Do you know what kind of spell would bring me here?
But something like a plane shift, I believe, but I'm having my notes seem.
Have you lost the spell, or?
It seems to be one I have not encountered. That's the other side of being a wizard, is you must study. You must discover and find things and apply them And I'm sorry. Anything here? There must be something. There must be something.
It's. This is. Alright,
Planar ally, planar binding. There's the cliff notes in here for something. Plane shift. I just wrote down some components, a brief description. Unfortunately, not much more. I do have.
I can find another way if you cannot help.
Well, I can tell you this. You will need a forked metal rod worth about 250 gold that has been attuned to the plane you want to shift to. I'm afraid I can't help you much more than that. I mean, if you're ever in the Feywild, ask around.
Do you know what kind of person would take me from my home and bring me here?
I really don't know. It's an expensive, whatever he used, it was an expensive spell, I'm sure. Unless perhaps it was a sprig of wild magic. I need more context. Were they mad at you? Was it a witch?
I was going to my coming of age battle. I was meant to fight a beast or something like that, and instead the hairless human, I think, appeared instead, and there was a darkness like nothing I'd ever known. And then I had a conversation, and then I was falling out of the sky.
Fae? No. Fae don't do things like that. They operate by their own rules, and they operate differently. I should ring up some of my connections in the Feywild. They might be able to help.
If you think that would help, I would appreciate any help. I am helping friends currently with something they need, but after that I would very much like to go home.
Understandable. Well, I'm sorry I could not help. But he takes out you're not sure from where, a scroll and hands it to you, and it has a wax stamped seal on it. This is oh, I forget. It's been a while since I have made my spell scroll. I'm mainly giving it to you partly for compensation for me not being able to help you, and also because if you ever do run into someone who could help you, that stamp will get you very far. Arcanus Sea has traveled many planes of existence, made many friends. This scroll, oh, he pulls out he flips through his book. I listed them somewhere.
Is it? Will it help me find the person who did this to me?
No. This. I'm trying to think of something good for it to be a scroll of.
Find the guy who did this to me spell.
Looking
About a
Oh my, how did I ever find the components for that? This is the most important scroll I have ever made. We'll probably never make again. This is to be used as a last resort if things go wrong. When you are in your most dire moment, pop the seal and examine the content. The scroll isn't used until you read the instruction incantation.
Why are you giving this to me?
Compensation, and honestly, if you're trying to get into traversing between planes, what you're gonna need to do to get back home, things might go badly enough that you'll need it. So keep in mind, if you're ever about to die or someone's died, pop that bad boy open. Give it a whirl. I'm not going to tell you what it is because
Right. No,
I don't want you to misuse it. I want you to keep it for when you need it. You understand?
Yes. Thank you.
Of course. Well, you're the first visitor I've had in forever. What's Valen like? Is it still standing?
What's the T?
Is that stupid brigand family still in operation?
Well, I've only been here for a day, maybe two.
Fascinating.
From what I can gather, yes, there's the brigand family. Emerson, Forrent.
Forrent. Yes. Have you heard about how Murphy's doing? Is he doing good? He was starting a new venture. He was starting this interesting, duplex rental scheme in the slums.
I don't know who Marty is. I know who Donnie, I believe is his name.
Oh, shoot. Little Donnie. I knew him when he was knee-high to a kobold. How's he doing?
Angry.
Oh, he's such a chipper kid. Such a chipper kid. Oh, and his brother Jameson. They looked so cute when their mother put them in matching clothes. Oh, so fun, so fun. They'd invite me to their parties. So fun.
Why are you staying here if you like it so much in the city?
I mean, it's safe, for one, with the dragon folk trying to dominate the world for everything. And, a lot of people don't actually question the whole recluse thing. They're used to the stuffy wigs of different houses, keeping mostly to themselves. Of course, the brigands keep way too much to themselves.
Where I am from, community is very important, and it is seen that those who separate themselves from the clan do so in sadness. And they don't live very long after they separate. We are capable, but we have to have one another.
I've lived for quite some time. I have actually a apprentice. By the name of, been a few years. He's away on some family matters. Voltaire Zienran, if you ever meet him. Aspiring evocation wizard. He's even crafted a few fire spells of his own. Marvelous. Someday he'll have my spell book. I will be no more.
Will you die if your book is given?
No. But a wizard can only prolong his life for so many centuries. Lichdom is tempting. It doesn't appeal to me. Carving up my soul, putting it into smaller vessels.
It is good to pass on. Where I am from, it is not something people crave, but it is not something we fear. Because we know that in one way or another, we will come back again to experience life's gift.
The first wizard in Aelith, the first lich, I should say, was a powerful wizard early in the Age of Aeons. He was the first to find a way to preserve his life far beyond his body's natural capability, far beyond even the normal means of magic. He delved into that magic frowned upon by everyone, dark necromancy. He discovered how to carve up his soul and to make phylacteries. And he made vile spells. Somewhere his tomb still exists. Malakain the Vile. As far as I know, he's dead. But it wouldn't be the first time he found a way to usurp death.
Yes. I've heard stories of those who try to not pass on. It never really ends well for them. They end up twisted.
Well,
I should thank you for the information and thank you for the scroll. I don't know how long my friends and I are going to be staying here, but in my time, it's nice to meet you.
it's been good to meet you.
What was your name?
Arcanist Steve, fabled wizard of these lands. And for future reference, because it sounds like you're going to be tracking down a fellow magic user. We can hear you coming.
I hope he does. I want him to look me in the eyes as I make him regret what he did to me.
Well, as long as you know what you're getting yourself into. But, there's a spell called, Alarm, and the minute you set foot on that bridge, in the middle of mixing some potions, so, yeah. Anyway, the door kind of... A good day, Miss Volcane.
One more question.
Yeah.
I do not like the sight of leaders that don't follow their people's needs, and I have been asked to get rid of at least one of them.
Is it the brigade?
No, I actually... Forvent is the one I was asked to take care of.
Murphy? Murphy's a great guy.
The things I saw in that district, people should not be without homes.
I mean, Murphy saw to it that there were many. Murphy is still in charge of House Forent, right?
I don't remember a first name, just Forent.
You remember that Donnie said to talk to Jameson.
Jameson.
They're that old? Jameson in charge? He always did take more cake than he'd ever eat at the parties.
So
It's funny how those childhood behaviors turn into adult delinquencies.
killing him is not my first idea, but if it would turns to that, what would happen to that part of the city?
Well, if he has a kid, his kid would take his place, or his wife. I mean, Donnie's older. I'm surprised that he didn't take over for his old pop. How did I get so out of touch? I've only spent a decade in here not talking to anyone. Right?
Like I said, community is important. I suggest going on a walk. I should go back to find my friends.
I should contact my apprentice and see what he's been up to. How the world has changed for him. Could have swore. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nella Volke. And he just kind of continues there, kind of chewing his nails.
She leaves.
And as you close the door, I think we will close the curtains for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for playing, and thank you for saying yes when I proposed. The audience has heard enough from me. You can speak on that as we're drawing to a close for the night.
What?
You can speak on our proposal because I've said enough. I don't want it to seem like, I don't know. There's equality in this relationship.
Yeah. It was great.
I suppose the rest of the group will have more to say about that in a fortnight from now when we return with the next session of the Tones of Time. Oh, that's right. Of course, the ultimate reason we're doing this game, not just to socialize, but also so that the audience can maybe be put into a good space where they can hear that we try to tell a good story, but no one is in and of themselves good. We all fall short, because a while ago, Adam and Eve fell short, and humanity has fallen short ever since. And the only way to reconcile that broken relationship between us and God is accepting and following the shed blood of Jesus Christ on the cross. And by his grace we are saved. Anyways, until we meet again, good night, and God bless.